and welcome back to my channel. Today is going to be a kind of serious video, but it's always going to be interesting. We're going to be giving you guys my opinion on the George Floyd situation, on the riots and protests. Now, as you guys know, I have a long interest. Let's make a video. Let's go. So pretty much, if you don't know what happened, George Floyd was going to a store and he was buying some groceries. The store clerk noticed that he was using a counterfeit $20 bill and he called the cops. The cops came, they arrested him and they threw him to the ground. Then one officer continuously put pressure from his knee to his neck. George Floyd continuously shouted, "I can't breathe, I can't breathe, I can't breathe," but the officer did absolutely nothing. There were also three other officers who were there and they saw exactly what happened, but they still did absolutely nothing. They did nothing to try to stop it. And you had the bystanders who were saying, "Get off his neck, he's saying he can't breathe, get off him," but the officers like, "Stay back, man, let us do our job." George Floyd did end up dying that same day, and when the autopsies came back, there were two autopsies done. One autopsy said that he did die because of blood flow was cut off to his brain, and the second autopsy said that he died because of a pre-existing heart condition. We don't know exactly which reason was the main cause of his death, but we do know that he did die because of these officers. So millions of people are outraged of this injustice killing, and they are protesting all over the world. They're protesting in Texas, they're protesting in Minneapolis where it's happening. Even people in Japan are protesting for this George Floyd. And so even though George Floyd was someone they're protesting for, just last month, even though this wasn't by police officers, Ahmaud Arbery died because he was just running, going out for a jog. Some white people thought that he had robbed a house and they tried to stop him, and after a little altercation, they ended up shooting him and he died. With Breonna Taylor's case, although it was a classic case of wrong place, wrong time, the officers did have a warrant, but they stormed into the wrong home. And after being fired upon by Breonna Taylor's boyfriend, they fired back. So she did happen to die in the gunfire. But still, how she died is no excuse. And 6 years ago, Trayvon Martin was just killed just walking down the street from the candy store. So George Floyd's killing has brought up other injustice and racist killings of black people in the past, and people are aggravated and they're angry, and now people are starting to speak up. And so I'm just really proud because I've known this was happening for years. As a black person, having black parents, they teach you about this stuff and say, yes, this is what happens in the world. You have to be careful. There are bad people in the world and they just want to see us suffer, and they don't care that we've gotten rid of slavery and we've gotten rid of the Jim Crow laws and segregation. They always believe that we are not equal and they are better than us. We deserve more oppression and stuff like that. And there are people who still truly believe this in the world, and people who are so racist to us like this in the world, and so we have to be careful. But I just don't understand when people won't accept that we're all humans, okay? Like, we all bleed the same blood. We all have the same organs. We are all human beings. But just because our skin color is different, I should get treated worse. It's honestly not right, and it really is messed up. And then you have the people are calling us thugs, and they're calling them riots, and there are just random white people who just aren't even part of the protest, but they're trying to give us even more of a bad name by just destroying things likewise. Like, I remember I saw this post, just two white girls tagged BLM on McDonald's sign, or some people tagged it on Starbucks, but those white people, they weren't even part of the protest. They were just trying to cause even more of a mess, and that's just messed up because now people are finally tired of being oppressed, and they're tired of the injustice killings, and they're fighting for justice. And there are still people in the world who think it's a joke, who are just playing around, who think this is just a trend. Like on Instagram, I know you have the "don't break the chain," tag 10 people who you think will repost this, and tag Black Lives Matter. But other than that, they're just doing it because they think it's a trend. This is not a trend, this is life, because lives are being lost and people are dying, and people are just causing more of us making noise. And honestly, I'm not a fan of the raiding Target and looting stores and burning things on fire. It's just, it's sad. And then they're tear gassing people and they're macing people. And I remember I saw this TikTok video where this girl was out in a protest and they were doing anything wrong. They were just protesting peacefully and they started tear gassing them and throwing some of them. And they said the media makes it look like we started the fight first. We didn't. We were just protesting for injustice killing by a police officer. And it really is messed up. It's sad how we've been oppressed for 400 years and you have a few people were just too scared to speak up. They didn't know they could speak up. They didn't know that they could take videos. They didn't know that that was an option for them. And now that we're finally, and other people, specifically what people, they didn't know that this stuff was happening because they were shut off from it. They just didn't know it was happening. People were being quiet. But now they know this is happening and they're also speaking up. And the Black people are taking videos and they feel more confident to spread what's really happening to us every day in the world. And now millions of people are gathering together to help get justice for our people. And there are still racist people in the world who don't want us to get justice. Like, George Floyd didn't die because he wrote a counterfeit check. In fact, they checked the check. It was 100% real. There was nothing wrong with it. He died because he was Black. Ahmaud Arbery didn't die because he provoked the white man. He was running. He didn't even know who they were. They saw a Black man and they shot him. He died because of the color of his skin. Breonna Taylor was in her own home. She was just chilling in her house. The policeman stormed into the wrong house and shot her 8 times in the chest. And I don't even know if you guys remember this, but just last year, a Black man was in his home, just in his underwear, on his chair, watching TV. A white woman and a white officer opens the wrong door, because she's in a apartment complex. She goes through the wrong door, sees the man unarmed, in his boxers, in his recliner chair, just watching TV, and she shoots him and kills him. She doesn't aim for his foot. She doesn't aim for his arm. She doesn't aim for his leg. She aims for the heart and kills him instantly. In his home, unarmed, in his boxers. Why don't people want to change? Why don't people want to understand that we are equal and we just want to live life as we're supposed to live life? And the worst part is there is no age on racism. Trayvon Martin was only 17 when he died. He was 17. He wasn't even an adult, he was a child. And he died through the acts of racism. And so now I fear for my brother and my father's life because they don't have to do anything wrong. Just the fact that they are who they are, just the fact that they look like what they look like, immediately tags them with threat, thug, target. And the worst, even sadder thing is the people who are supposed to be here to protect us are the ones that my people fear the most. I know I was watching this TV commercial and these 3 Black ladies came with a little device and pretty much there was a sign that you put on your little vent and it said, I am legally allowed to hold a gun, or I am unarmed, or I am reaching for my registration. When you get pulled over, the rules are keep your hands on the dashboard or do what they say. Don't talk back. Even if you get pulled over, be polite. Don't pose yourself as a threat. Tell them everything you're doing. If you're reaching to somewhere they can't see, tell them I'm reaching for my registration. I'm reaching for my license. Okay, please don't shoot. Until you get out the car, get out the car. Always record everything. Have your phone out. Let them know you are recording them. And it really is sad that we have all these rules just to talk to an officer. Once you get pulled over, you have to make sure that all these things are in check before they even come to your window. Because one slight move, one jerk of the arm, they have their guns out, you might as well be dead. I don't know if you guys have seen The Hate U Give, but I know that there's a thing that says Thug Life, and it says the hate you give little infants F's everybody. And even though it's mainly Black men that get targeted because it's mainly Black men that face police brutality as Black women. I mean, I'm still a girl, but when I get to be a Black woman, it's not just the police that I have to worry about. I have to worry about when if I just get upset, I'll be labeled as an angry black woman. I don't get as well as privileges as other white people, and I also have to face the oppression I get as a woman or a girl, but that's another story. We'll talk about that another time. Speaking of the riots, there's a difference between a protest and a riot. Some people are out there protesting justice for George Floyd, and they're out there protesting justice for all black lives and all future black lives. And then you have some people who just see a big crowd and just want to do bad things, they don't, just because they want to. You have some people that just want to destroy buildings and throw things on fire, and then they want to blame the protesters for it, so they know they won't be charged. Some people see this as an opportunity to cause damage, but because there's so many people there, they can't get caught. And it's just, it's sickening. It really is sickening, because we are trying to fight for justice, and we are trying to get justice for innocently killed black lives, and there's still some people out there who take it as a joke and just continuously want to oppress us and continuously want to throw us down. And then the media portrays the same thing. I'm like, it's just, they call us thugs. They call us thugs. They call our protest riots, and they make it look like we're insinuating every fight and we are the ones who are going after the police, and it's not true. And then you have some people who think that all officers are bad, all police officers are bad, and that's also not true. But that's the impression that you gave to us, because so many of you guys are killing our people, and so many of you guys are killing us, that it's hard to believe that there are even more good people out there. And there are truly people that have lost all hope in officers, that have lost all hope in believing there are good officers out there, because so many of you officers have killed our people innocently. Breonna Taylor, Ahmaud Arbery, Trayvon Martin, George Floyd. There are some people that are being quiet about the shooting, and they just don't want to join in, and they don't want to get in the fight. But I understand if you don't want to join in, because not everybody really wants to be a part of this stuff. But the thing is, understand your silence determines the side for you. People being quiet is what got us here in the first place. People being quiet is why everyone's just now finding out about this. We're protesting for lives that died probably 8 years ago, and no one ever knew about it because people were being quiet. So understand that when you're being quiet, we automatically assume you take the side of the oppressor. I don't even know what else to say. And then I know some people who just still don't get it, and it just pisses me off, because I'm just thinking, what don't you understand? I don't really approve of the vandalism and the burning of buildings, and I don't know, because there was a black man's building. He was a black man, and his building got burned down. And there was a video, and he was like, "Why are you burning down my store? Why? I'm black too. Why are you coming at me?" And there's people yelling background, "Oh, you want to get it. You will understand." There's nothing to understand. So I also want to talk about the All Lives Matter hashtag, or the All Lives Matter people. People are controversing our Black Lives Matter protest by shouting All Lives Matter. Think of it this way. Imagine you have 5 kids, and they're all just playing in the park, right? One kid trips and scrapes his knee. Are you gonna give a Band-Aid to every single kid, or just the kid who's hurting? Exactly. Not every single kid needs the Band-Aid, but the kid who's hurting needs that Band-Aid because he is in pain. He is hurt. So you give him the Band-Aid because that will help him. That will help stop the pain. That will help end the hurting. Same thing with the races. Right now, my race is experiencing the most oppression. We're experiencing the most prejudices, and we're getting the most hate from people in the world. So justice is our Band-Aid. Justice is what's going to help end the pain. It's what's going to help end the hurting. And it's going to give hope to other little kids over the world that there are good people in this world who are not out to hurt us, who are not out to get us. And also, all lives matter. That is true. Every single life here matters. But all lives are not treated as they matter. Treated as if nobody cares about them. We feel like we're only people who care about us is us because of all this hate that we get from other people. So when we say hashtag Black Lives Matter and we do our black fist, we're saying that we need you to understand that our lives matter. All lives do not matter until Black lives matter. All these white people are like, well, all lives matter. My life matters too. Of course, no one said you weren't important. Nobody said nobody cared about you. Nobody said your life does not matter. And even if you don't think it, every single white person has white privilege. Nobody's saying that your life isn't hard. But we're saying that our lives are hard because of our race. This white family might have money problems. This white family might be homeless. This white family might just not be able to give their kids a good enough education. But most of our problems come from our race. I can almost promise you that none of you guys experience your problems because of your race. Which is why we say that Black Lives Matter. So could you please stop protesting or post that all lives matter? Because again, I understand your life does matter. No one said your life didn't. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. And please, 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 if you are on our side, if you are on our side and fighting for justice for George Floyd, please sign the petition. I'll leave the description box down below. And if you want to make a donation, please donate if you want to. I'll also leave descriptions of those in the description box down below. Don't forget to follow all of my social media because I am especially posting about more Black Lives Matter instances, and I'll be posting updates about what's going on. Anyway, hi guys, I'm Nova, this is my channel, and I hope you have a wonderful day. Bye guys.